Hey everyone, good morning. Donny Walker here. Who else, eh? Who else is in the underground saw shop? Just me today. Left my dad up at his house today, and I'll go back later and stay with him again tonight. Talked some good stories in the last few days, and just interesting. He's like a encyclopedia of logging and stories about logging and history of saws. Very cool. Anyways, I'm working on some xtorq stuff. I never really concentrate on xtorqs that much. I've done quite a few of them for logger friends of mine, and they go pretty darn good. Not quite as good as the old ones, but good enough, right? I haven't spent a lot of time doing different stuff on them. I've just done a pretty basic porting job on them, and the muffler mod and changing the ignition from a rev limiter to a non-rev limiter. And when I run these in, I normally set them around, I don't know, about 13.8 to 14,000. And with the barn chain on, drops a bit, but they seem to work fine. The carburetors are quite finicky on them. They seem like once the rings break in a bit, you really need to adjust the carb and accordingly to the non-rev ignition, right? If you did have the blue ignition on the rev limiter one, which I have lots of them, you got to make sure if it's 13.4 or 13.5, say rev limiter, you want to adjust your high end till you get that 13.4, 13.5, but then don't turn the high speed in anymore. It'll run too lean, right? That's why people burn them up. So just telling you, you need to know how to adjust the carburetors good on them, and you need that spline tool to do it. So I've just done, I've already measured these up once before. I have it written in my book, all the measurements. But I'm going to go a little farther on these now and building one for Bucking for that saw giveaway, and a few more for some gentlemen around the country here. When a fellow in the U.S., I did a porting giveaway, so I've already done his saw, but I'm going to redo it. I'm going to do something different, and I know it's going to... I shouldn't say I know it's going to work, but I'm thinking it's going to be good. So I'm going to go test one stock, do some cuts with it, time myself in the wood. Then I'm going to do my stuff to it, the regular stuff that I normally do to it. Try it again. Then I'm going to try it again on this next stage that I'm doing. I've just removed the transfer cap off the side so I can measure the transfer duration properly. So when you don't have saws that they don't come off of, you can use a scope like this one. You go down into the cylinder and you can see it and get your measurements. A little harder to do, but it does work, right? A lot of people have different ways of measuring transfer ports. Anyways, so I've just taken the cap off. You need a special little Torx. What size is this one? I don't know. Oh, T20, but you need that little divot in there, eh? So you can get these screws that are tamper proof off easier, okay? So yeah, I'm just gonna slide this back on now and check out my my duration. So yeah, 160 on the exhaust and 145 on the intake, and my squish 34,000 squish. I've just made a gasket, which I never did before, because if you take the gasket out and run it without the gasket, you're looking at around 15,000 squish. Okay, so I made a 5,000 base gasket just now out of a pop can, Canada Dry, and then I'll get my squish to 20,000. Normally I like to run 25 to 30, depending on displacement of the saw. But this one I'm gonna run it at 20. It'll be fine. So yeah, so let's just pop this back on and see where our transfer port duration is, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do. I've got this case here and a cylinder, and if you put the cylinder on this case, you can see that the transfers are pretty blocked with a lot of this cylinder here, and I thought about this once before, but I'm going to do it this time. So I'm going to cut this cylinder out in this area here to kind of port match the transfer port lower to the crankcase better, okay? We'll see how that feeds better and see if I can get some more pull out of it. So yeah, that's what I'm up to today. Then I'm going to head back into town and see my dad and have dinner with him, and then spend the night. Then tomorrow, Friday, Shelly will be coming back from Vancouver. She went to Tim McGraw concert last night with her daughter and son. They had a great time. Yeah, so she'll be coming back then. So yeah, weekend, I think I'm going to go to Victoria and do some stuff with some Briggs kart engines with my friend Mark Benny. So see how that goes. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to do some experiment in the next few days. And I'll get you on video of me cutting with it stock. Then we'll do the first stage that I normally do. And the second stage of this new stuff I'm going to try out. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be okay. So hey, keep your saw on the wood, sticking the ass, rubbing her out. Canucks play tonight. I believe they play Dallas tonight. I think. Should be a great game. Hey Mike, up Prince George there. Hope you're doing well up there, buddy. Spring's here, man. You don't have to wear your snowshoes up there anymore. Anyways, just being funny. Okay, so anyways, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video of the xtorq saw, of how it performs stock versus the two stages that I'm gonna do. Okay, maybe we'll get one once I do all those ones, and then we'll go to Buckins again and we'll run it with him and see if he's maybe a little more impressed with the xtorq then. Okay. Oh, I got a shirt on too. Good old Buck and Billy Ray. Stand up and buck. Keep your saw on the wood. Bye now.